Alright, in this video sizobe sifocus kuma functions la ku 5.1 sikhuluma nge-hyperbola, and then lapha ku 5.2 sizobe sikhuluma nge-exponential function. In the description box of this video uzothola ama links for other videos engiwacreatile for this November 2015 paper. Now question 5.1, but the sketch below shows the graph of f of x. A is the point of intersection of the asymptotes of f, right? So A, the point A is the point of intersection between a vertical asymptote as well as the horizontal asymptote for this hyperbolic function. Now go 5.1.1, but you write down the coordinates of A, right, which is the again the point of intersection between our asymptotes. Alright, now point A again. This is the point A. What are the coordinates for point A? The coordinates for point A kuzoba uluganje, kuzoba 1 and -2, right? Because of the horizontal asymptote is y equal to -2. It's this point, and then the vertical asymptote, it's x minus 1 equal to 0, x equal to 1. That's where the 1 comes from and the -2 comes from. So the vertical asymptote, it's x equal to 1, x equal to 1. So these are the coordinates for A. And then go 5.1.2, determine the coordinates of the x and y intercept of f. Alright. So sifuna this coordinate as well as this coordinate, right? Okay, 5.1.2 asicale ngeluganje, asicale nge-x intercept. Okay, we let y to be equal to 0 for the x intercept, and then start our f of x, where there's f of x in fagobani 0. So 0 is equal to -9 over x minus 1 minus 2, and then in transposer the -2 nakafika ngalaba +2, and then I cross multiply, divide on 1 kala, then I cross multiply, then distribute the 2 inside the bracket, in 2x minus 2 equal to -9, and then 2x uzoba equal to -7, because the 2 nakafika ngaloba +2, and -9 plus 2 is -7, and then x is equal to -7 over 2, right? -7 over 2. Then the coordinates are -7 over 2 and 0, so it's -7 over 2 and 0. And then let's do iloganje y intercept, where we let x to be equal to 0, y equal to -9 over x over 0 minus 1 minus 2. So -9 divided by 0 minus 1 is +9. +9 minus 2 is 7, so y is equal to 7. The coordinates for y are, the coordinates for the y-intercept is 0 and 7. Now my coordinates were together. These are the y and x intercepts for this hyperbolic function. 5.1.3, write down an equation of the axis of symmetry of f that has a negative gradient. Okay, iloganje hyperbolic function has ama axis of symmetries I2. The one with the positive gradient, right? And pay attention, the axis of symmetry passes through the point of intersection of ama asymptotes way to the vertical as well as the horizontal. And then siba negative, okay, bese siba nenye asymptote, no, not asymptote, but the line of symmetry, I mean the line of symmetry I2, the one with the positive gradient, which is this one, and then the one with the negative gradient, it's this one, right? Now but if you calculate or write down the equation of the axis of symmetry with a negative gradient, Nyla, but we have to calculate the value for bani for C. We have to calculate for the value of C. So y equal to minus x plus c. Let us calculate to C. Remember the coordinates, the point of intersection, the coordinates for A 1 and minus 2. 1 and minus 2, and it's a point esithola kuphi in fact on both the axis of symmetries for a hyperbola. Therefore, in order to find uc, you tata the point of intersection of the two asymptotes was substitute the equation, then you calculate to C, and then where there's y you fagu minus 2, where there's x you fagu plus 1. Nazo this negative, it's this negative. Remember x positive 1, so it's 1 minus minus 2 is equal to minus 1 plus c. You transpose minus 1 figure about positive 1, and then the answer yam about minus 1. Since minus 2 plus 1 is equal to minus 1, then the c is equal to minus 1, then y is over equal to minus x and minus 1. So sim calculate here you see now. Okay, so the equation for the asymptote, for the axis of symmetry with a negative gradient, it's this one, 5.1.4. 5.1.4. okay, kuzofuneka calculate la. So how about ngi-erase lana so that things are enough space so we can answer 5.1.4. okay, 5.1.4 nazo but hence or otherwise determine the coordinates of a point that lies on F in the fourth quadrant, which is closest to point A, Okay, this point might be close to A, 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 but just by looking at wonke lama points engiwaplotela kule graph uyabona ukuthi this point leli, it's in fact the closest to bani, to A. Nangu A la, right? But asingayenzi guesswork la. Theoretically this point usalukhumbula le axis of symmetry, which is a negative gradient, this one. I want a point of intersection between the axis of symmetry and the function f in the fourth quadrant. Now wait, in the fourth quadrant, so quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, or quadrant 4. Now it's this point la. Oh yeah, it's this point la. It's this point here. It's this point. By the way, into the point of intersection between OF as well as the axis of symmetry, right? This point of intersection, theoretically, it's the 1A closer to A, which is the point of intersection between ama asymptotes. So Tina, sizo tata the equation y equal to minus x minus 1. Remember, sayikhumbula le equation si calculator leya. Therefore, so tata this equation as well as f of x is solve simultaneously so that we can find the point of intersection a closer to bani, to A in the fourth quadrant, right? So therefore 5.1.4 sila, this equation is over equal to ubani f of x. The minus x minus 1 is over equal to this equation. Why? Ngoba lama graphs or lama equations are equal where they intersect. Therefore, you transpose the minus 2 and transpose the minus 2 to the right hand side. You about plus 2, and the plus 2 no minus 2 or plus 1, and then I cross multiply, or multiply by the LCD of this equation, right? The LCD, the lowest common multiple of x minus 1. Therefore this you cancel na this, now multiply lama brackets lawa uyothola minus x squared plus x minus 1 equal to 9. Oh, load shedding. Hey, load shedding. Okay, x squared. Oh, all right. This x and this x uzoba ma like terms wethu bazosinikeza ubani plus 2x minus 1 bese ngiletha lo minus 9 ufika ba positive 9 minus 1 plus 9 unginikeza ubani u8. Now ungasebenzisa i-quadratic equation for finding ama roots wakho, or ungasebenzisa the factoring method, but make sure ukuthi the x squared is a positive value. So ngizodivide or multiply by a minus 1 times minus 1, and then lana ngizothola a positive x squared, a minus 2x no minus 8 equal to 0. Since 0 times minus 1 is 0, and then ngibana something like this, and then from here again ngizothi x squared, wait, ngizosebenzisa the factoring method to finding ama roots equal to 0. Lana 4, lana 2 x, and then minus 4 no plus 2. Therefore the roots are minus 2 or x equal to 4. All right, 4. So in the fourth quadrant x wamujani positive, so therefore it means this one you ithatha substitute either kule equation lena or this equation, so that I can find y equal to minus x minus 1. So you say inside this one, it's minus 4 minus 1 is equal to minus 5. Answer it. So therefore the coordinate which is closest to A is 4 and minus 5. Now I answer it again. 5.1.5. The graph of f is reflected about the x-axis to obtain the graph of g. Write down the equation of g in the form y equal to, okay, 5.1.5, g of x, right? The graph of g of x is equal to minus f of x. Now abutata any function we reflect about the x-axis, you need to multiply the function by a negative. So therefore minus in bracket the function of f of x minus 9 over x minus 1 and minus 2 si multiply ngoba one negative. Therefore nangithatha lo negative ngi times ngayo ngithola a positive 9 over x minus 1, negative ngi multiply minus 2 ngayo ngithola a positive 2. So the g of x is over equal to 9 over x minus 1 plus 2, y equal to 9 over x minus 1 plus a 2. Right, ngoba sibhale in this form. 5.2, given h of x, which is an exponential function. So for the second part of this question, 5.2, ngizodinga uku-erase la again, and then so that we can answer this question very much. Alright, 5.2.1, determine the coordinates of the y-intercept of h. Of a graph h, the exponential function. So y-intercept, we let x to be equal to 0. Lagno x khona ngifaka ubani 0, and then this is the function h, where there's x ngifaka ubani 0. Any number raised to exponent 0, it's 1. 4 times 1, it's 4 plus 1 is 5. So y is equal to 5. So the coordinates of the y-intercept are 0 and 5. 5.2.2, bathina explain why h does not have an x-intercept. Okay, okay, because of the plus 1 la. it means in a horizontal asymptote of y equal to 1. So our function is something like this. I'm making an example of a exponential function with a asymptote of y equal to 1. So if the y asymptote is above the x-axis, your function, your exponential function, won't have a x-intercept. So that's why h and I x-intercept. It's because of that. It's because of there's an asymptote of 1. So it's because of h lies above its asymptote, which is y equal to 1. 5.2.3, draw a graph of h clearly showing all the asymptotes, check, the intercepts, check, with the x-axis, check, and at least 1 point. So sidinga asymptote ngiyayazi ubani, y equal to 1. Intercept, I only have one intercept, which is the y-intercept. There's no x-intercept because of h or above the asymptote. Now maybe we can draw the asymptote color. Now asymptote here too, which is y equal to 1. Yes, alright, balling up y equal to 1. Y equal to 1. Alright. This negative x, if your function is 2 raised to exponent x, uzoyithola ku second quadrant naku first quadrant. Curve yakho izowenza so. Your exponential function will do this. If your x is negative, it means this has undergone a reflection about the y-axis. So yona izoba so. This one izoba so, izoba kanje. Your curve izowenza so, right? Izowenza so. If there's an asymptote, izowenza kanje. Okay, but anyway, so our function, so the function here too, because of the negative x, it's just okay, there was a reflection about the y-axis. So izowenza so a function it, and it never touches the asymptote. It never touches the asymptote. So now y-intercept here to 0 and 5, and then but at least one other point on the graph. So I send the so, let's say maybe -1, 4 in bracket lag no x corner yofaka ubani -1, so raised to exponent -1 close bracket +1 equal to 9. So -1 9 -9 somewhere phezulu, so it's -1 and 9. So it's the asymptote, the intercept, as well as at least 1 point. So now you function here too doesn't have to be accurate, just as long as we capture the information abayifunayo, then we grant again. 5.2.4, the last question. But now h bam transformile to g, which is the function 4 in bracket 2 raised to exponent -x plus 2. Alright, but is it describe the transformation eyenzekile la? Okay, come, let's describe the transformation eyenzekile la. You know what needs to happen la? This equation, the form yaga g, the equation form ga g ayifani no equation form kabani ka h, ngoba le bracket le bracket le liselivalele nobani nale constant le. So in order to understand the transformation that H undergone to give G, we have to distribute or multiply the 4 inside the bracket. So asenze so, why multiply ngalo 4 ngifuna ukuthi le form le ifane nale form le. So like about 4 bracket 2 plus, what is 4 times 2 is 8. Now sekayafana ke lama form. Why this one ngifaka kuma bracket? It's because of its 4 times this, uyabona, this, or noma ungayibhala so, noma ungathi atingasebenzisi bracket la, instead ungayi-expressa so nakhona uthi 4 dot 2 minus x plus bani plus 8, ungayibhala kanjalo, or you can use the bracket, right? You can use the bracket. Komele uhlukanise between lo 4 nalo 2, ngoba nawuzovele uthi 4 2 minus x kufana nokuthi uthi it's 42 raised to exponent x. So kwamele uhlukanise between the two, the 4 and the 2, so that ukhombise ukuthi lo 4 lo uhamba i1, lo 2 lo uhamba i1, but raised to exponent bani x. So that's why mina ngiprefer a bracket lapha, right? So what transformation took place from H to G? Uyambona lo 1 uchangile from 1, lo 1 lo, this 1 ichangile from 1 to bani to 8. In other words, u7 bam-edile la, fana nokuthi baje 1 plus 7 yasinikeza ubani, yasinikeza u8. So therefore it means that our graph G was obtained by translating graph H by 7 units upward. So there's a transition or a translation that took place 7 units upwards. Ngoba nangithi plus 7, I'm shifting the graph upwards. Nangithi minus 7, ngishiftela phansi, right? Ngishiftela phansi. But if it was maybe minus 1 la, then it's a different story, because with the graph le bayishiftele 1 unit to the right.